Welcome back to On the Couch. And of course, I'm your host, Siobhan Clark. So I'm here with Mr. Gary Phillips and Miss Louise Jackson, and they're sharing with me some awesome information about the gumbays. And I always love hearing about the gumbays. So we were in the middle of talking about the special elements that all gumbay troops have. And Mr. Phillips, you were in the middle of speaking about that?
Well, I just want to reiterate what I said earlier, and that is that if we remember what the true elements are, you know, the choreography, the music, and the fact, most importantly, the fact that you have this mask, and we must respect the fact that the gumbays came out of a masked environment. So from a sociological standpoint and a cultural standpoint, it's important that we respect those three elements.
Definitely.
Yes.
And you were speaking of family.
Yes.
And in the past, of course, many gumbay groups were formed solely by that family.
Oh, yes.
But now we're seeing mixtures of families. So we're finding groups and young people who are interested. Well, not only young people, people of all ages interested in joining that group will go over and be a part of it.
And
but their
that's fine.
families are still involved.
That's fine. One of the things we didn't say is that they have little boys and girls now coming along, who are there, and people want to know why is this 2- and 3-year-old all dressed up, or either with Grandpa playing the fife or the penny whistle, because nothing's written down. So they have to learn this by doing it.
It's true.
And you see them. I've watched them. It's a wonderful thing through the years. I've been doing this for about 50 years, and. Or more. And you see, I've watched the little 2-year-old coming in with the penny whistle, then becoming one of the top drummers in the group. The other thing I wanted to mention was Gary talked about being completely covered. And people who've seen dancers dressed like our gumbays in Africa will have seen them completely covered also. But in Bermuda, when they were only allowed to dance on Boxing Day, and they dance out the injustices done to them by the slave master, they didn't want the slave master to know who they were. So this is another reason why they were completely covered. And the other thing that I thought of that I found very interesting was that Cyril Packwood found, I don't know, you probably won't remember Cyril Packwood, but he was the head librarian here and a historian. And he found a reference several references actually, about gumbays going back to slavery times. And there's an ad, and it's in the book, this book that I've written.
Okay. And these are both your publications?
Yes, one is for adults and one is for children.
Okay.
Because I thought it's important for Bermudians to really understand the history, to learn it. Anyway, the ad is in the paper, and it's 2 slaves that have run away, Ajax and Mentor. And the slave master is demanding something like $1 or something for their return. And what he's saying is that they have run away with the idolatrous gumbay. So you see, they have always been looked down on.
Yes.
They've always been people that nobody wanted to know. Like when I first saw them, and people were saying, telling them to get off their grass, don't come around here. But now again, we're trying to forget that, but they are so respected and loved now.
But there are still some people, Bermudians, who feel that way, though.
I know.
What do you say to those people?
Well, what I say is that this is a rich, honest, noble, colorful art form. This is a dance that is unique.
Yes.
This is as unique as the Russian ballet. It takes as much, it's come down through the years the same way the ballets come down in Russia.
That's right.
It has been preserved since time immemorial. Who knows how long ago those Africans were doing the wonderful warrior dance in Africa. And it's something that Bermudians, how many things can we look at and say that is totally Bermudian?
It's true.
But you know, I see it as much more than just an art form. I see it as much more than just a dance. The very fact that you said that lots of people outside of the original family units are becoming involved, that speaks volumes to something which is happening in the community, which is bringing the community a lot closer together.
Yes.
And the Gumbays is not just out there having fun dancing. It's a whole culture of family and community. And when I see white people jigging with the Gumbays, I get really excited because the Gumbays is about the total Bermuda.
Yeah.
This is not just about, I mean, it may have started absolutely within the black community, but it has evolved to the extent that every single person can feel connected with it, even if it just simply means via the military, as Louise Jackson mentioned earlier, with the beating of the drums and how they influenced the Gumbays to where they are now, quintessentially Bermudian.
Yes.
So it's the entire community engagement, and I don't worry so much about the naysayers. We'll bring them along. What I'm excited about is the fact that you have recognized that more and more people from a broader base in the community are much more excited about the Gumbays.
Definitely.
Yes.
And the great thing about this particular show on the couch is it's not just, yes, we air the show on Channel 82, but we're also viral. So it's on burmiclips.com, and we've had people from Kenya, Africa, from Australia, from
Brilliant.
the UK, from the US, from Canada, and all of these people are tuning in and they're learning about Bermuda. So to have this, of course, feature, if you wish, on, such a beautiful part of our history, part of our tradition, is definitely something that the whole world is hearing about when we air the show.
Can I tell you a very interesting experience I had? In Jamaica, Gary mentioned it, there was a UNESCO conference, which I attended again with my husband. And we had there all of the arts people from all over the Caribbean, South America, and of course Bermuda. And it was actually headed by Rex Nettleford, who's now dead.
Yeah.
And he researched it along with his team.
Okay.
And they did make a statement that this Gumbay beat was unique. Nowhere else had it been heard, and was distinctly Bermudian.
That's right.
And, I thought this was such a wonderful thing. I just want to say, too, that we have so few things that we can point to. Our Bermudian architecture, perhaps. Whistling frogs, maybe. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when you think about Bermuda, the Bermuda roofs, maybe. But
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned, I guess I'm biased on this, I think the Bermuda Gumbay is our national treasure.
Yes.
I really think that this is something that we need to preserve, something we need to, along with Gary, and we're working together. We're going to come up with a book, aren't we, Gary?
We've been saying that for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
It's a work in progress.
we're really going to do it.
Yes.
Maybe we'll take a trip to Senegal and actually do this.
There you are.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you need another writer? Well, unfortunately, I wish we could talk about this forever.
Well, we could. Of course.
No, definitely, and I'll definitely have you guys come back so that we can continue this conversation, because I think it is very important. It is important to our community, is important to our place in the world in general. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. So for this time, I thank you very much for coming and being a part of On the Couch, and for sharing your experiences and your knowledge and, just your words of wisdom. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure to have an opportunity to talk about the Gumbays. It's high passion.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. In just a few minutes, we will return with On the Couch. Thank you so much. So where can one acquire, where can one collect one of these books?
Pardon me?
Where do you sell the books?
Oh, you can have these too.
Oh, thank you.
They're at the bookstore and Brown and Company.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, I neglect. I
I also have
mentioned.
a video that I've got too.
At Snorkel Park, and I don't think we was charging 20. I think we was charging like 40 and 50. We had about a good 1,500 to 1,800 people.
wow.
Yeah, it was.